In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on December 25th, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Las Vegas Raiders vs. Kansas City Chiefs. In the lineup of a captivating tripleheader of NFL action scheduled for Christmas Day, a showdown between two American Football Conference West rivals takes center stage on the gridiron. The Las Vegas Raiders embark on a journey to the Midwest, facing off against the Kansas City Chiefs in what promises to be a compelling Monday afternoon clash. The Raiders enter the matchup buoyed by a resounding 63-21 victory over the Chargers in their previous game on December 14th, effortlessly covering the spread as a 3-point favorite. Meanwhile, the Chiefs secured a 27-17 road triumph against New England last Sunday but fell short of covering the 10.5-point spread. With a historical edge reflected in a 71-53-2 record, the Chiefs have notched victories in the last 6 meetings, including a 31-17 road win in their initial encounter this season on November 26th. As the current NFL season progresses, the Las Vegas Raiders hold a 6-8 record, buoyed by their commanding 63-21 win against the Chargers in the most recent game. Establishing a dominant 42-0 halftime lead, the Raiders effectively cruised to victory, outgaining Los Angeles by 378-326 and forcing 5 turnovers. However, the Raiders faced adversity in their preceding 3 games, encountering defeats against Minnesota, Kansas City, and Miami. Offensively, the Raiders are averaging 19 points per game, supported by 201.1 passing yards and 83.7 rushing yards per game. Quarterback Aiden O'Connell has contributed 1,613 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, while Josh Jacobs has amassed 805 rushing yards and 6 scores. Devontae Adams has been a pivotal receiver, securing 84 passes for 968 yards and 5 touchdowns. Defensively, the Raiders allow an average of 20 points per game. Contrasting the Raiders, the Kansas City Chiefs boast a 9-5 record in the current season, highlighted by a 27-17 victory over the Patriots in their most recent matchup. Leading 14-10 at halftime, the Chiefs extended their lead in the third quarter to secure the win, outgaining New England by 326-206. Despite this success, the Chiefs endured setbacks with consecutive losses to Buffalo and Green Bay before the Patriots' triumph. The Chiefs' offense maintains an average of 22.8 points per game, with 255.6 passing yards and 103.1 rushing yards per game. Star quarterback Patrick Mahomes has amassed 3,703 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. Isaiah Pacheco has contributed 779 rushing yards and 6 scores, while Travis Kelce has been a key receiver with 85 catches for 924 yards and 5 touchdowns. The Chiefs' defense allows an average of 17.5 points per game. In a bid for a Christmas morning miracle, the Las Vegas Raiders head to Arrowhead as substantial underdogs against the Kansas City Chiefs. While Kansas City's recent victory over the Patriots was not as convincing as expected, with only a 10-point margin, there is skepticism about the Raiders performing worse. Patrick Mahomes faced challenges with interceptions and receiving difficulties, and the Chiefs' struggles have led to fewer decisive victories. The Chiefs, having suffered back-to-back losses prior to the Patriots game, are vulnerable to a strong Raiders ground game. The Raiders, under interim coach Antonio Pierce, demonstrated resilience in their 63-point performance against the Chargers. With the Raiders' focus for the Christmas morning showdown and the Chiefs potentially distracted by holiday plans, the expectation is that the Raiders will keep the game competitive, if not secure a road victory. So the Las Vegas Raiders to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The concerns surrounding the Chiefs' offense are tangible, particularly with Travis Kelce displaying a decline in performance and limited options at the receiver position. Failing to surpass 21 points in 4 of their last 6 games, the Chiefs lack the explosive scoring potential they once possessed. Despite Patrick Mahomes' prowess, he faces challenges, averaging only 7.1 yards per attempt and accumulating 13 interceptions, marking career worst figures. On the flip side, the Raiders' offense, following a 63-point outburst, requires careful evaluation without succumbing to overreaction. The inflated point total against the Chargers was influenced by defensive touchdowns and opponent mistakes, with the Raiders' actual offensive yardage in that game totaling 378. Furthermore, the Raiders had a scoreless outing against the Vikings in the game preceding the Chargers matchup. As the Raiders approach this game, they have been inclined towards the under, with 10 of their 14 games this season falling below the total. Notably, Las Vegas has maintained this trend in 4 of their 6 road games, with one over occurring in a Week 2 loss to Buffalo. Similarly, the Chiefs have experienced the under in 9 of their 14 games, with 5 of their 6 home games falling short of the total. Examining their head-to-head history, the last meeting resulted in a combined total of 48 points. However, this season, both teams have participated in games that lean towards the under, with a 19-9 record collectively. The Raiders' offensive consistency remains a question, given their previous struggle to score more than 17 points in 4 games leading up to the Chargers matchup. Weather conditions, with rain and temperatures in the high 30s, are anticipated to contribute to a slower-paced game. Considering the under hitting in 7 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams and their strong defensive standings, it is likely that this game will fall short of the projected total. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Giants versus Philadelphia Eagles. On Christmas Day this year, one of the featured NFL matchups will be between the 5-9 New York Giants and the 10-4 Philadelphia Eagles, adding excitement to the holiday festivities with the promise of gridiron action. The Eagles, who have faced a recent 3-game losing streak, witnessed their hopes for controlling the destiny in the National Football Conference East diminish in the previous week's clash against the Seahawks. A last-minute comeback by Seattle, led by backup quarterback Drew Lock, resulted in a 17-20 victory over the Eagles, pushing them into a precarious position. In a parallel storyline, the Giants' 3-game winning streak, buoyed by the stellar performance of rookie quarterback Tommy DeVito, came to an abrupt end with a loss in New Orleans. This setback has left the Giants in a precarious position, forcing them to dig deep for meaning in this crucial game. The narrative will continue as the two teams face off once more on January 7th to conclude the season. Notably, the Philadelphia Eagles have secured victories with a margin exceeding 13 points only twice this season, notably in Week 3 against Tampa Bay and Week 7 against Miami. In contrast, the Giants have experienced defeat by more than this spread on 7 occasions this season, including a 6-24 loss in the previous week. Despite this, the current spread against the Giants is only the 3rd highest they have encountered as underdogs this season. This week provides a respite for the Philadelphia Eagles defense, offering an opportunity for the newly appointed defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia, and his team to redeem themselves following the late lapse in the previous game. While the Eagles have demonstrated proficiency against the run, their struggle in defending the pass remains evident. The Giants, ranking last in the league in the passing game, create a favorable scenario for the Eagles. Moreover, the Giants' field goal game is affected by injuries, potentially hindering their ability to find the end zone. The statistical alignment suggests an advantage for the Eagles, who enter the game with the motivation to secure a convincing victory. Christmas in Philadelphia deviates from the Giants' envisioned holiday season, and the likelihood of a generous mood from the hosts is minimal. Despite the Eagles' recent 3-game slump, they still retain control of their destiny with 3 games left in the season, 2 of which are against the Giants. The opportunity to clinch the division and likely secure the number 2 seed in the National Football Conference by winning out remains a tangible goal. The Eagles aim to correct previous errors over the final weeks, capitalizing on the vulnerabilities in the Giants' offense. The key focal points of the game include the Eagles' efficiency in converting red zone opportunities into touchdowns and their ability to defend against the pass. With the Giants ranking 24th in red zone defense and 32nd in passing attack, the Eagles should exploit these weaknesses. Failure to do so could result in a short-lived playoff experience for the Eagles this season. While the Giants have showcased resilience in recent weeks, particularly behind quarterback Tommy DeVito, the Eagles view this game as an imperative step to halt their recent struggles. Despite the temptation to consider the points with the Giants, the Eagles recognize the necessity of winning out for any chance at securing the National Football Conference East crown. The Giants, characterized as a struggling team, face a formidable Eagles squad that has dominated dominated their recent head-to-head meetings, winning the last 4, 3 of which were convincing victories. Anticipating a comprehensive dismantling of the Giants, our full game side pick is the Philadelphia Eagles to both win and cover the spread as favorites in this Christmas Day matchup. The Giants, seemingly providing an opportune adversary for the Eagles to overcome their recent challenges, experienced a setback in their recent game against New Orleans. The Eagles' offense, seeking a return to form, eyes this encounter as a chance to regain momentum against a Giants team that appears to be conceding the end of the 2023 season. The mild-mannered Eagles quarterback, Jalen Hurts, demonstrated a heightened sense of urgency after the loss to the Seahawks, indicating a departure from lethargic play. With a myriad of offensive weapons at their disposal, the Eagles aim to exploit the Giants' weaknesses. Despite the Eagles' defensive vulnerabilities this season, the matchups favor a strong showing against the Giants. Notably, the Giants possess the worst passing game in the league, while the Eagles boast the second-best rushing defense. Furthermore, the Giants' 29.4% third down conversion rate places them near the bottom of the league. Although the Giants' offensive struggles have often led to lower-scoring games, the bookmakers have set a higher than normal total, anticipating the Eagles' potential to accumulate sufficient points independently. Given the Eagles' previous high-scoring performances, surpassing 30 points in notable games, and the perceived inadequacies in the Giants' defense, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Expect the Eagles to contribute over 30 points, with the Giants making at least one end zone entry, pushing the overall score beyond the set total. Baltimore Ravens vs. San Francisco 49ers. Monday Night Football presents a special Christmas Day edition, showcasing an exciting matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers. Both teams have already secured their spots in the playoffs, with Baltimore holding a one-game lead over Miami for the American Football Conference's top seed. Meanwhile, San Francisco sits atop the National Football Conference with a one-game advantage over Dallas, Detroit, and Philadelphia, all standing at 10-4. The Ravens, fresh off a 23-7 victory as 4-point road favorites against the Jaguars on Sunday Night Football, are looking to maintain their momentum. Similarly, the 49ers are coming off a convincing 45-29 win over the Cardinals as 13.5-point favorites in Arizona. The prevailing sentiment is that the odds have climbed too high for Baltimore, considering they have been favored in nearly all their games this season, except for one instance where they triumphed as underdogs against Cincinnati. Despite the 49ers' impressive form, the Ravens, ranking 4th in scoring offense and 1st in scoring defense, present a formidable challenge. Demonstrating their ability to secure road victories, the Ravens have already notched wins against Jacksonville, Cincinnati, Cleveland, and the Los Angeles Chargers, covering the spread in each instance. In contrast, San Francisco experienced a mid-season slump, losing 3 consecutive games as favorites of 4.5 points or higher. The Ravens linebackers, notably Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen with over 100 tackles each, pose a significant threat to the 49ers' West Coast offense. Surprisingly, despite holding the #1 seed in the American Football Conference, Baltimore finds itself as a plus 200 money line betting option. The Ravens' well-matched performance against the 49ers on both ends of the field, coupled with their effective linebackers, positions them as strong contenders. The outcome may hinge on the team that possesses the ball in the closing moments. The efficiency of Brock Purdy, especially in light of MVP rumors, remains uncertain. The Ravens' success could be contingent on exploiting San Francisco's vulnerability in the passing game, as evidenced by Dak Prescott's MVP frontrunner status before a subpar performance. A potent passing game could propel the Ravens to victory. While acknowledging the 49ers as a well-rounded team with home field advantage, the narrative shifts to the Ravens' ability to challenge them. The 49ers boast offensive versatility and elite defense, but the Ravens' spotty defense and reliance on Lamar Jackson raise questions. Notably, the Ravens' running quarterback has historically troubled great defenses. In their last encounter in 2019, Lamar led the Ravens to victory with over 100 rushing yards. This marks the first time since Week 2 that the Ravens find themselves as underdogs. Baltimore, with the league's best scoring defense, stands as a formidable obstacle for the 49ers. Recent Monday Night Football trends favor underdogs, adding an element of unpredictability to the matchup. Betting on a good overall team like the Ravens as underdogs presents value, challenging the perception of the 49ers' invincibility. Opting for the Ravens to cover the spread as underdogs appears to be the prudent choice as our full game side pick in this one. Addressing recent defensive challenges faced by the 49ers, particularly allowing 29 points against the Cardinals, a nuanced perspective emerges. The defensive struggles may stem from late-season complacency against divisional opponents rather than inherent weaknesses. The 49ers' defense is anticipated to rise to the occasion, aiming to limit Lamar Jackson and extinguish MVP talk. The absence of explosive weapon Keaton Mitchell due to injury adds to the Ravens' offensive challenges. The Ravens' non-Zay Flowers receivers might struggle to gain separation against the formidable 49ers secondary, contributing to anticipated difficulties in scoring. The 49ers are expected to intensify their defensive efforts, creating a challenging Monday night for the Ravens. Highlighted by big names like Bosa, Warner, Ward, Smith, Queen, and Matabuk, both teams boast some of the league's best defensive players. Baltimore's top-ranked defensive scoring and San Francisco's second-place standing indicate a defensive battle, anticipating both defenses to force offenses to opt for shorter passes. Longer drives are likely, keeping the clock ticking. The 49ers' use of McCaffrey, while effective, may not result in big plays against Baltimore's robust defense. Furthermore, the Ravens, known for a ground-and-pound strategy, can capitalize on Jackson's rushing abilities to secure first downs when passing options are limited. Foreseeing a breakdown on the offensive end before the defenses yield, this matchup between two elite defensive teams aligns with the profitable trend of prime-time unders. Despite public sentiment leaning towards the over, a strategic approach favors taking the under. Thus, under the projected total is our preferred choice as full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.